Yeah, hi, Facebook land. I just thought I'd do the second part of the live I did the other day, and it's 28 simple ways to relieve stress. I did the first part, and now we'll do the second part. However, but I still have the Wednesday and Friday slots as well, so they're completely separate. So I want to talk about stress for a minute. We all suffer from it. Not only that, the you don't know when someone else is suffering from stress unless it's so obvious. Most of the time, people suffer in silence. So I'm actually going to do my call to action really at the start because it's that important. Who haven't you spoken to for a long time? You know, who do you know that suffers from stress? Okay, when did you speak to them last? Now we all suffer from stress at some stage, as I say, but do you know anyone who has had some serious stress challenges? Okay, maybe you've put them to one side for the moment and forgotten that they do. So, who don't you know? Or, in other words, who do you know in your list of friends or acquaintances that is suffering from stress that you don't know about? And of course, you can't answer that. What friends are struggling at this moment in time? There's a lot gone on in the last few months. I'm not going to go into details. It's not going to be a political talk or anything. It's purely about stress. Look, I had no idea who was suffering from stress, and there was a couple of things happening in the last week that pointed it out for me. Can't go into details of the people involved, but I spoke to someone who got upset when I was speaking to him, and really surprised me. You think people are super strong, but you don't know what goes on when they're on their own. And so just be aware. If you can get in touch with someone and help them, then please do. All right. And anyone you haven't spoken to for some time, give them a call. Might make them feel better about the current situation. Now, I know we're coming out of it slowly, but it's worth a call. Okay. All right. Let's get on with doing the second half of this stressing. Let's just quickly run through what the first 14 were. I'll say them very, very quickly. Number one was sneaker workout. Number two is walk through the park. Number three was gargling water. Again, I'm not going to go into it, but it's supposed to be very, very good for stress. One of my favorites is listen to the waves or just be around water running, that type of thing. It's rhythmic and there's a meditative effect. Number five was make yourself laugh. Love comedians. So that's a great one. Number six was act like a kid. Well, that's not hard for me. So the other thing is number seven, I think, was mindful exercises. And in other words, calming the mind, doing specific things, maybe deep breathing to calm yourself down. Number eight was let your mind wander, spend a little bit of time in solitude, and just think about things. You don't necessarily have to do anything other than think. Number nine was focus on someone else and not yourself. As I said, I know that's a part of what I said at the beginning, but I think focus on someone else and see if you can help someone in some way. Number 10 was take a nap. Another fantastic one for me. Get on a bit, need a nap during the day. So just reduces stress. Number 11 was scanning your body. But really it's knowing your body. Knowing when to relax and how to relax, and seeing how your body and your mind react to when you're taking it easy. Okay. Number 12 was if you are a drinker, and I don't mean an alcoholic or anything, but if you do drink maybe a little bit too much, maybe take a break from booze. I'm fortunate this year that I probably only had 3 or 4 glasses of wine at the most. So, but don't let it become a problem. 13 was hydration. Well, I bang on about that all the time, so I'm not going to go into it, but just make sure you're having enough. And 14 was solution your face with cold water. I think it's pretty obvious what the benefits are there. So we then move on. And this is number 15 was really planning a fun outing with some friends or family. just getting out there, a change of scenery. It's always fantastic, especially on the coast, maybe on the beach. Plan a weekend away. It's fantastic things that you can do. Meet your best friend and go away for the weekend. It will reduce the stress. As I say, nobody knows what goes on with the individual. So here's one. Also, take a deep breath. Okay, it helps. Deep belly breathing helps calm you down, and it helps your body to start to relax. So that's number 16. Take a deep breath. You could do that anytime you like. You do it maybe half a dozen times a day, and just stop just for a moment. I do know people that study and work, and that's all they do. Don't take hardly any breaks whatsoever, and that can't be good for being effective. Same at work as well. Number 17, and this is getting away from social media and checking on Facebook, checking on Twitter, Instagram, and not does it help you to get away from the blue screen, and especially in the evening and before you go to bed, but it's you go down this, especially if you're working, you go down this rabbit hole, and sometimes you forget and you just carry on going down the rabbit hole, and you're just wasting time. Now, I'm not saying don't spend some time on there, because I do, and I enjoy it, but I don't go mad now, and so it's something to think about. Now, I want to keep within the time frame. I've only been going 6 minutes. Oh, I'm speeding up. So that was number 17. Number 18 was about the way you go on email. Now, everyone does this differently. What's right and what's wrong is something that you have to sort out for yourself. But what you don't want to be doing is keep going to email and checking it. Okay? So if you have to go on email first thing in the morning, what can I suggest you do is just scan it quickly, because you may be waiting, and your business could be waiting for specific emails to come in, and that's great. You've got to do that. But again, it's another rabbit hole, and you can waste valuable time by keep checking it. Okay, so do it maybe once in the morning, once in the afternoon. I don't know, whatever's best for you, but don't let it take you away from the valuable work that you can do. Okay, very, very important. Yoga. Now, see, yoga's something I've never done. I don't know why. I've always fancied going. It's hit me more now during this crisis that we were going through, or are going through. And definitely at the end of it, I am definitely going to sign up for a yoga class. Helps you stretch and focus and whatever else. I'm sure there's loads of benefits from that. Obviously, because I'm in health and wellness business, one of the big benefits is inflammation. And that's what causes or drives most of the degenerative diseases that we have. So yoga must be brilliant for that. So I will be going, just on an offshoot of that, I will be doing Facebook Lives on inflammation and the immune system and brain health and things like that, and going in some depth. But that's for another day. Okay, so right, so yoga, that was number 19. Let's go to number 20. And I think this is a real important one, and that's be your own cheerleader. Start sticking up for yourself. Start talking to yourself in the right way. You hear us talk about monkey chatter, and I think it's very important that you don't destroy your psyche, and it's very easy to do that by just saying. And I used to do this all the time. I'll drop something, and I go, "You idiot," which I suppose on its own really doesn't mean a lot. But when you do it over time, it can be, really off-putting and really putting yourself down, and we really don't want to go there. Okay, there's no need to do it. We all know we're going to make mistakes, and so it's important that we say the right things to ourselves and make ourselves feel good. I mean, if you're working, then you're doing something good anyway. we all want to boost our own self-esteem because sometimes others won't do it for you. So positive self-talk is brilliant for your psyche. Okay, negative self-talk will just bring you down, and it usually accompanies obviously stress and anxiety and things like that. So stay away from it. Okay, number 21. Again, another one of my favourites because, and that is eating. Fill up with omega-3 fatty acids. Now, food-wise, then I love fish. Okay, and I love pilchards and sardines and salmon and mackerel and things like that. So you should be eating oily fish a couple of times a week. Salmon's my favourite. It's also one of the most expensive if you're getting wild salmon. Okay, and I'd rather have it once a week if I can't afford it, then I'd rather it once a week and have the more expensive cut of salmon. So don't eat farmed fish. Never touch it. It's worthless. Okay. So that was that. Number 22, smiling. Now, again, this is one of my favourites. We all will get down, and we do need to spend our time smiling. And it has an effect on others. It has an effect on ourselves. If you don't think so and you're feeling depressed, stand in front of a mirror for 30 minutes and smile. Try and feel bad when you're smiling at a mirror. Okay? Very, very important. The great thing is it lowers heart rate. If you're doing a stressful task, you want to keep as calm, and peaceful as you can while you're doing it. So very, very important. Okay? Just check the time again. Okay, it's going well. I'm going to finish really early. So, okay, now, here's a good one for you. I don't know if you've considered it, but a lot of you do commutes. I don't very often now because I'm retired, but I know a lot of you do, and I know some of these commutes can take, let's say it takes an hour each way. Okay? I know some of you are more. But how about changing it up a little bit? How about maybe learning a language, doing some training for maybe your side gig that you're doing, or maybe you read a book that you haven't done. Maybe normally you just fall asleep, but now you read something inspirational, something that's going to uplift you. Possibly listen to a podcast. There's thousands of podcasts out there, and maybe you just want to listen to your favorite tune, but try something new. All right, mix it up. It keeps it interesting, and variety is the spice of life, as they say. So, 24. Now, this is an interesting one. It's one I didn't really consider, and that's take a whiff of your partner. Now, it sounds a bit weird, doesn't it? But think about it logically. Say, like me, you're retired, and and you've got a partner, and maybe smell the pillow. Just it might help. It might help. I don't know. It's not one I've even thought about. So just consider it. So yeah, take a whiff. Take a whiff. Sounds horrible, doesn't it? So okay. Now here's a good one. Here's one I'm gravitating towards more and more, and that is planting some flowers. Well, in fact, I'm talking about gardening. At the end of the day, some horrible things get released into your bloodstream when you're stressed out, and one of them is cortisol, and it's just like a poison. All right. So immerse yourself in something. It could be doing a puzzle, by the way, or something like that. But let's just pick this one thing about planting flowers and doing gardening, cutting the lawn, digging over, putting something new in, taking something out like the weeds. And you can even do it by going to visiting something like the Chelsea Flower Show or something in your area where they've got loads of different displays and things like that. So say gardening is a natural stress reliever. Let's try it out because you'll be out in the sunlight, so you'll be getting your vitamin D as well. So fantastic. Let's move on to the next one. And we're down to our last three now. Now, again, this is another one I've never even thought about. It is so simple. And let's spare some time barefoot. Now, you may not want to do this on a pebble beach or ones with shingle. really hurts when you walk on it, because I'm a bit soft when it comes to things like that. So I like walking on sand, but barefoot. I do it again. I do it when I go to beaches in Spain and places like that. But I never really thought about it. So a dose of nature can help you recover from stress, and it's as simple as that. So consider the beach. Consider when you're walking through the park, taking your shoes off. And men would have to take their socks off as well, and just having a little walk on the grass. So it's supposed to lower your stress. Let me know how you get on. So if you've got anything that you specifically do to lower any stress levels, then let me know. I think the walking with the barefoot is called grounding or earthing or something similar. Getting back to nature, getting nearer the earth. So consider it. Try it. Now, again, another one we bang on all about all the time, and that is sleep. And you should prioritize sleep. Yes, you can get away sometimes without having enough sleep, but if you continue to do it, you have what they call sleep deprivation, and it's just a downward spiral. You find out what works for you. For the average person, it's 7 to 9 hours, and if you, let's say you do 6.5 hours, well, try and have a nap during the day if you can. It's not always possible. I know we work and things like that, but or if you're a mother looking after children, it's very, very difficult sometimes. But try your best. And the other thing is, so you don't get distracted, make sure your computer or your phone is well out of the way. And try and cut out the blue, what they call the blue light, at least an hour before you go to bed at night, and it can have a devastating effect on your sleep. So prioritize sleep. Make it one of the most important things that you do. So, okay, and the last but not least, and how are we going? Ooh, doing really well. 17 minutes gone. So that's great for me. And, stress, like any emotion, is fueled by, if you play into it, you can, again, it's like a rabbit hole, isn't it? When you get stressed out, something happens, then basically you tend to, how can I say, you intend to engender it. You tend to, I suppose it's a bit like being a victim, and yeah, that's okay for a little while, but really it doesn't assist you. So basically, if you're procrastinating or just generally putting things off, you need to reduce that stress. And action is one of the best ways to confront the stressor itself, and just destroy it, get it out of the way, and deal with it, move on. If you need to have a good cry, go and have a good cry. A lot of people, denigrate people who can cry and let it all out. I totally disagree with that, because some people, they need to do that. It's a natural way of getting back on an even keel. Okay, so never ever go at someone who does that, and so again, the call to action is, spend a bit of time, think about maybe 2 or 3 people that you haven't spoken to for some time, especially in this lockdown. As I say, I know we're coming out of it, but it's affected a lot of people, so spend a little time and really get in touch with a few of them. Oops, sorry about that. And get in touch with people and see if they're okay. And you can brighten up their life a little bit, and you brighten yourself up as well. And I bet when you finished on having a call with them, you will feel much, much better for having gotten in contact. I'm a great one for not contacting people, and then finding, in some cases, it's like a year since you spoke to them. I mean, that's terrible from my point of view, because I like to keep in touch with people and like to see how people are. And it's weird, a friend of mine, I'm not going to put names, but I sent her a message on her birthday, and probably the way it's gone, because I haven't seen her for about, I don't know, must be 10 years since I've seen her. And I just asked if she was okay. she came back and said, well, she apologised and said, I'm sorry, but I don't go on Facebook very much anymore. And I said, that's cool. I just, just wanted to see if you're okay. And then we had a chat, and it seems that at some stage she'll be coming to London. So that'd be great. We'll be able to have a drink and catch up on old times. So fantastic. Well, that's all I can say on the subject. Stress is something that affects us all. Consider other people. Consider yourself. Don't forget to look after yourself as well. And I'm here. This is HealthierLife.tv. If anyone hasn't got anyone to speak to, get in touch with me on here. Great to see my cousin Tracy. Hello out there. She lives in Turkey. And I'll have to get out there as soon as I can get a flight. I'll come out and see you. So anyway, look, you all have a fantastic day. I wish you all the success you're willing to work towards, whatever it is you do. And keep smiling, and lockdown's going to be gone reasonably soon, hopefully. So we can get back to an even keel. So see you later, everyone. Have a great day.